Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier. Welcome back to Mililani High School, right here in the middle of set. Here for the Division II OIA Championship between Castle and Farrington. And so far, Kara, Castle has pulled out to a nice lead here due to some great defense and some hitting errors and serving errors from Farrington.
Definitely. It looks close when you're watching them, for sure. There's a lot of rallies, a lot of back and forth, but Castle currently ahead. But I got to say, Chaz, I'm cracking up at all the fans. Literal fans, not the people, but fanning themselves. It's a hot one tonight, and it's already packed in this gym just at the start of this first game.
So hit goes out again on the Farrington side. So another point here for Castle, 14 serving 17. Down the middle, Matsuda. They'll go middle attack to Via White, and she hits that one long. Well, so right now, Farrington's hitters cannot find the court.
Yeah, it's something that's hard when you're a little undersized. You can't just hit at that down angle, so I think they need to take a little bit off to find the court.
It's Via White again, and she hits that one. So side out point there for Farrington.
Farrington definitely needed that one. But again, I think that ball was going out as well. So I hope they realize that we know that the Farrington coaching staff is experienced. So I'm sure they're telling their players, but there needs to be some sort of adjustment on those out balls.
And Soriano with the serve, and she sends that one long. So she'll give it right back to Castle.
Starting to think the wind is blowing that way. So many balls are going long from Farrington all the way through the Castle side of the court.
16 serving 8. Kapu with the serve. Out of system is Farrington, freed over from Soriano. Here comes Castle in transition. Middle attack goes long. Kawanui tried to get that one straight down, but she sends it long.
Yeah, that's a good attack. I like that both teams are already running their middles. We don't always see middles run, but both these teams have really great passing, so they're under control a lot, which then gives the setter the opportunity to set the middle.
Tsuchiyama Pierce will serve for Farrington. Hit from Lum adds to her kills total as she heads back to the service line.
She has that sort of hit that just makes it right through everyone, right through the block, right through the defense, and finds the ground.
17 serving 9. Serve down the middle from Lum. And this one lands in on the back line. Service ace from Castle. And that's going to force Farrington to call a timeout. And we will take one as well. 18-9, Castle up on top. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's like, minute correct?
Could I get a little bit more of me in mine? Perfect, thank you.
At some point, I should remember which ones do what. Every time I'm like, I don't know. It's not in here anymore.
The top one. Hey, a lot of errors on this side. And they're running 2 in the middle. Back here at Mililani High School, Chaz Mihara, Kara McLean. Division II OIA Championship Volleyball. Castle leads 18 serving 9 here in set number 1 over Farrington. As we are waiting the break coming back from the timeout here. But Kara, already, like you said, it's a packed house here at Mililani. And I think it's very cool that these fans were White fans to help cool them off while they're enjoying the game. I'm trying to look to see what design is on it or who supplied that, so I'll get that to you in a little bit. So Lum, after the timeout, as she gets an ace down the line. And Farrington actually kind of disagrees with that call, but nonetheless, it's not in. So 19 serving 9, Lum to serve. Ooh, down the middle. Soriano goes outside, and nice swing from get some momentum or at least a little bit of direction here for Farrington.
Definitely, and that one went down because she took a little bit off of it and Castle's defense wasn't ready.
Salona Perez will serve. Back set is tight. Nice save from Aukai. And a tight set from Soriano as Tolo'ai couldn't save it, so point for Castle.
I think right now Farrington is a little bit lost on what to do. Castle's come out really strong, but up 10 is not how I expected this first game to start.
Farrington, middle attack. Dug up from Aukai, out of system Robbins. Goes far corner. And here's Tolo'ai, she's dug up from Kapu. Out of system is pushed over Robbins, and a double contact will be called on Robbins on the push. 11 serving 20 here in the first set. Farrington on the serve. Pekahu La Lo. Middle set is tipped. Here comes Farrington. On the middle is Tolo'ai. Dug up. Outside to Robbins, and Robbins goes through the block and down. Side out kill for Castle.
Robbins, one of 3 seniors that have been on this team since they were freshmen, and head coach mentions that those 3, so it's Robbins, Lum, and Kapu, setter and 2 outside, 3 crucial players are key to this success this year, and we've already seen it in this first set.
Free ball lands in front of Castle, so side out point for Farrington.
Normally you can't afford those plays in any sort of championship match. Luckily Castle's in the position where they have a big enough lead, but those are just the kinks that you have to work out before the game gets close again.
Tolo'ai down the middle, scramble play from Lum, and they'll go back row attack to Makainai Khan as she hits that one long.
She's laughing a little bit after that one. Just a little bit out as that one sailed through the court.
Coach is like, a little bit lower, please. 13 serving 21, down the middle. Outside push from Kapu to Robbins, block back. And Kapu, middle set to Silva, that's dug up. De Los Santos, nice save from Lum. Here's Robin, just get it across. Soriano goes to the middle, it's blocked back. Soriano will tip it and down. What a crafty play that time from Soriano. It looked like she was going to go up and hit it.
It looked like libero Matsuda from Castle wasn't ready at all, probably because of that deception.
Tolo'ai, 14 serving 21 with the serve. Chase down from Kapu, down ball over from Lum. Here comes Farrington out of system, and Soriano is going to be called for a double contact.
That's just unfortunate. The whole crowd at the same time reacted to that, but as a setter, it happens, you know, shake it off and move on. Again, this first set is just the start of this game.
22 serving. So set up point for Farrington.
You know, if I'm Farrington and I'm in this position, this is a game you fight for. It's not a game you let up on. So
it was going long, but it was picked up from Castle. Hit from Lum is dug up. Here's De Los Santos, hits it over. Matsuda with the diving dig. Lum on the outside. And I think on the flip side, I want to finish this set possible to keep momentum on my side.
Absolutely, and we just saw that from the huge kill from Lum right away on that play.
Matsuda with the serve down the middle. Soriano, middle. Togi White is dug up. Kapu, middle. Alkai is dug up. Down ball over, and this one point for Castle. And that forces Farrington to call a timeout. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll come right back to Mililani Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Chasme Hard, Karen McLean here. With the serve, it's good. Outside set goes to De Los Santos, and that one goes into the net. So Castle will take set number 1 of the Division II OIA Championship, 25-15. We'll take the set break and come back to analysis of set number 1. You're listening to Hawaii Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Network. Timmy T Sandwich Shop. If you're a fan of fast, fresh, and friendly, join the Timmy T's Loyalty Club program where you earn points on every. Visit TimmyTees.com for more. Chasme Hart, Karen McLean, right here in between sets 1 and 2 for the Division II OIA Championship between Castle and Farrington. Castle took set 1 20. Thoughts of set number 1 of this Division II OIA Championship?
I think that's a real temperature check right now for both teams. Farrington, obviously a lot to work on in that first set, but there were good moments. and then Castle just went on a long run and Farrington couldn't come back. But if I'm Castle, I know they swept Farrington the first time. I know they just beat them by 10 points in that first game, but this is a change. Now they look pretty relaxed, kind of hanging out, but I'm fully expecting Farrington to come back a lot stronger than they did in that first set.
You know, I'm going to kind of agree with you, and I feel like for Castle, granted, Farrington had their fair share of mistakes with the serves and the hitting out, but I think for Castle, there was a slight coast to the end of that first set into where there was just some small plays that really didn't make that much. But I do, it continues. It could lead into an impact to where you could be giving momentum to Farrington's side. So there was a couple free balls that came over that landed between two people. Simple plays like that can totally give momentum shifts to the other side. And I think especially
Yeah, I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because while Castle was up by a lot, and that's obviously a good thing, it does cause you to mentally and physically relax. So I think that's what we saw with those errors you mentioned.
So serve is good as we are now rallying with Farrington. Backside to Kekau Laloulu. She's dug up. Outside to Lum. Lum starts off the set strong with a kill down the middle.
Yeah, like I mentioned, something about Lum's swings just right through. And there's no defender near her or a block every time.
Will serve, 1 serving 0. Soriano goes outside set. As they're to Farrington.
That's a bit of a lucky one for Farrington again. It looked like it was going. Just got the shoulder of one of the Castle players, so tied 1-1, but I think Farrington will definitely make those adjustments and find the court.
Tsuchiyama Pierce will serve 1-1 as Kapu will go backside to Lum, and Lum hits that into the net. Point for Farrington. 2 serving 1 here in set number 2. Tsuchiyama Pierce down the line. Kapu, middle. Aokai is blocked back. Kapu again to Aokai. She'll tip it. Nice save. Here comes Farrington. Tight set is tipped into the block and out. What a smart play from Toloai.
Yeah, that's something that's not easy to recognize and find the block. It's something a lot of coaches would love every player to do, so I'm really impressed with that tip.
Serving 1, Lum on the attack. Kind of did a little step out there, but the hit goes into the net. Point here for Farrington.
This is exactly what you mentioned is what we're seeing right now. Castle took their foot off the brake. They were up by so much, and now we're seeing those errors where Farrington came out stronger.
So dump play is picked up. Nice hit to the far corner in Toloai. Overpass, and now the play continues. But a double contact is going to be called on the push over from Togia White.
Like I mentioned, those double calls, which is funny because actually it's a now. So players will then adjust if they end up playing at the next level. But we're seeing a lot of doubles tonight already.
And Lum with the serve. She'll serve that one long. So 5 serving 2 here in set number 2. To Salona Perez. Float serve to the corner. Kapu, middle set. And tooling it off the block and down is going to be Kaunui in the middle.
Interesting swing from Kaunui. She's a lefty, and I don't think Farrington really processed that on their block, but it just made its way over the net and hit the court.
Kaunui with the serve. Outside attack from De Los Santos. And a double lift is going to be called against Castle and Kapu. Point for Farrington.
Wow, I don't know if it's because it's the championship match, but I've never seen this many ball handling errors, even in a full set, let alone one and a little bit.
6 serving 3. Outside set to Robbins, off the block, save from Farrington, free to cross. Here Outside push to Robbins. Oh, what a thunder on that kill. Point for Castle.
Yeah, Robbins, such a powerful arm, high swing, and her attacks look a lot different from Farrington's. So that's something where at practice, Farrington might not see that high contact and fast speed, which then they need to adjust real time in the game.
4 serving 6. Makainai Khan with the serve. Middle attack from Maiva. Back-to-back kills on the outside for Robbins, tooling the block as she inches Castle closer, 5-6.
Again, I just love that connection from Setter Kapu running a 5-1 to both of her outside hitters and Robbins and Lum. Played together all 4 years, and again, it's fully showing in these big kills they're getting.
Khan serve goes long, side out point for Farrington, so 7 serving 5 as Total I back to serve.
A lot of missed serves here tonight too. Again, it could be those championship game nerves.
Total I. Matsuda with the pass outside to Rob. Oh, Robbins! Robbins just went on her high horse on that one and hits it hard to the far corner.
Lucky for Farrington, she rotates to the back row now, but unlucky Lum now back in the front row for Castle. It's like the revolving door of those two outsides. Huge kills.
6 serving 7. Robbins with the serve and forces a out of system pass as the ball goes into the antenna. So now we're tied at 7 here in set number 2. Robbins jump float, goes deep, tight pass, chased down, freed over from Farrington. Advantage, Castle, middle attack in Silva, but Silva sends that one long, point for Farrington.
That's a good idea. I like when the centers run their, I talked about this in the beginning of the first set. Castle establishing that middle is actually because the one of them.
Iotua to serve for Farrington. Down the line goes Lum. Total I with the dig, freed over. Advantage Castle. Middle. Tip from Silva. Out of system. Santos took something off and gets enough of it. Another nice kill from De Los Santos on the outside. 9 serving 7 here in set number 2. Outside. What a dig. Overpass. They'll go back to the outside in Lum. Lum forces it over. Overpass. And now they'll go back to Lum on the outside again. Cross court and hit wide. Point for Farrington.
Wow, those are some huge digs down the line. Lum is really pounding those balls, and those digs from Farrington are what's keeping this game together.
Iotua down the middle, back set. One hit wide from Silva, but I believe, oh no, I lied. That one landed in.
It did look like it was a little long, but I think she just found that line.
So side out point for Castle. 8 serving 10. Matsuda to serve. Down the middle. They'll go middle attack. Latoya White is blocked back. Outside, De Los Santos. We're waiting for the call. And the touch is going to be called off the block and out. Side out kill for Farrington. Farrington fans helped with that one. 11 serving 8. Short serve. Scramble play outside to Lum. Lum into the net. Point for Farrington.
You know, both teams have a great showing for fans here, but Farrington, man, they've got flags, they've got signs, they came out strong, and I think, again, it's really helping this second set and Farrington's momentum.
12-8, and block back is Lum. Set to the first to 13. Trails 1-0, leads 13-8 in set 2. We'll be right back. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. And back here at Mililani High School, the home of the Division II and Division I OIA championship games, as we're in the first game of our doubleheader here this evening between Farrington and Castle. Castle is up 1-0, but Farrington leads 13-8 here in set 2. Carol, what do you think has been the difference so far here for Farrington?
I think it's Castle, how we talked about, they kind of let off the gas a little bit, and Farrington has totally capitalized on that. But I really think these fans are bringing a lot for Farrington. When we talked to Coach Pacho, he mentioned how important that Kalihi community is, and we can see them in full support tonight, and I think the players are just feeding off of that.
And there's a big net violation there. It's going to be called on the swing of Al-Kai in the middle, as she kind of, on her follow-through, brought the net down with her push back on Castle's side. Lum again. This what a play.
Yeah.
14. Back row set rather, as Tolo'ai from the back row hits that one long. So point here for Castle.
Libero Matsuda, the Castle libero, jumping in the air and just barely pulled away. I think it helps that her bench is right behind her, helping her out on that call.
Here's Kapu to serve, cross court. Soriano, middle attack. Togia White tips it. Here's Castle on the backside, and Al-Kai, as the lift is called on Farrington's side. Point for Castle.
You know, Chaz, I think the other biggest difference is Farrington made so many hitting errors in that first set, and that's almost been completely eliminated. Obviously, you're going to have some, but now it's at a more normal rate.
Kapu continues to serve, and the overpass pushed. Nice heady play at the net from Al-Kai, pushing it back over on one.
I think we're in for quite a match tonight. Castle now within 2 of Farrington after it seemed like at the last time out that both these teams know how to fight. It's
12 serving 14. Soriano chases down, back row to Tolo'ai, took something off. Kapu outside push to Lum, row shot, Soriano is there. They'll go back to Tolo'ai in the back row, off the cable, diving dig from Gaspar, and the hit goes long from Kawanui. Point for Farrington.
Oh man, I wanted Kawanui to get that one because what a set from Kapu. Back sets all the way across the block was not there at all.
So Lum with the push over. Farrington on the outside, Tolo'ai blocked back, pushed over, nobody home. And again, Al-Kai, that's her second one in the last 3 plays.
Al-Kai, another senior on this Castle team, she's good with these heads-up plays. A lot of middles struggle to block and then play the ball on their side, and every time she's ready, just send it right back over.
13 serving. As Lulu gets it across, and checking back into the front row is Robbins as she contributes with a kill.
Robbins is definitely someone that Farrington does not want to see in the front row. They were able to earn their run while she was in the back row. Now she's in the front, and just like that, Castle's almost back.
14 serving 15. Lum with some tough serves, and now we're tied at 15.
This is definitely the strongest rotation for Castle. Lum's got quite the serve, a lot of aces tonight. And then you have Robbins on the outside, just in case it isn't an ace. So both of them scoring big points here.
Lum down the line, outside set. And the hit, tooling it, is Tolo'ai, as she's been consistent all night so far for the Farrington Govs.
Definitely, we didn't see too much action from her in the first set, but she's been key in the second set in a lot of the Farrington points, whether it's digging or her swings.
So here comes Castle on the outside. Robbins taking a swing as she sends that one long for Farrington.
Looks like she kind of double pumped on that swing. It looked a little different than her other ones.
Salona Perez goes down the middle with the serve. Middle attack goes long. Castle wanting a touch. Not going to get it. So out hit from Kaunui. And Farrington with an 18-15 lead here in set number 2. Perez, cross court. Kapu outside to Robbins. Oh, what a dig. And lands, oh, it lands in. It's an overpass kill off the dig of Tsuchiyama Pierce.
She's fired up in the back row after that. That was cute.
And now Castle wanting to make a sub as Makainai Khan will check in and actually play middle blocker here for Castle. Listed as a defensive specialist and even setter.
Yeah, she also was the one with that back row attack that sort of soared through if she gets set.
Outside to Robbins, and looks like Robbins came in a bit early there, but she had enough to tool the block and out. Side out kill for Castle.
Definitely, that was smart from Robbins too. She normally is a heavy arm. She comes in really fast, but she took some off. I think after that hitting error, she's kind of feeling it out again.
Alkai with the serve, it's good. Outside set, goes to Tolo Ai, and she gets another kill on the outside. Even the Farrington first to 20 here in set 2. Togia White down the middle with the serve. Outside to Robbins, off the block, one-handed dig from Perez, free to cross. Here comes Castle, middle attack, dug up in the back row. Outside set, and tooling it off again is Tolo Ai. And she gets another kill, and that's going to force Castle to call a timeout. Farrington up 21-15 here in set number 2. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Pushed over across. Comes Robbins on the outside push, tooling the block, and just goes out as Coach Pacho was like, oh, shucks, he almost had that one.
Yeah, those are tough ones. There's a lot of control from Robbins, really experienced, smart player. So that was another great play by her.
So Khan goes down the middle. Tight pass, tooling the block in the middle. The sophomore middle blocker, side out kill.
It's a very fast one. Farrington runs a lot of their sets slower, but on that one, they got a hold of it quicker, and Castle wasn't ready.
23 serving 17. Tolo'ai with the serve and an ace. It's been a set for Tolo'ai for Farrington.
Yeah, she is the key for Farrington right now, absolutely.
Set point here for Farrington, 24 serving 17. Ends it in set 2 as Farrington fights back to even things up, 25-17 here in set number 2. Exciting volleyball to come here from Mililani. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network. Timmy T Sandwich Shop. If you're a fan of fast, fresh, and friendly, join the Timmy T's Loyalty Club program where you can earn points on every dollar spent. Visit for more info. Chaz Mihar, Karen McLean back here at Mililani High School courtside for some exciting championship volleyball as we are tied a set apiece here between Castle, who won set number 1, 25-15, and Farrington fighting back 25-17. And what a flip it was for Farrington, coming back and pretty much leading almost that whole way of set number 2 and finishing it.
That game was basically a flip, like you mentioned, of that first set. First set, Castle totally in control. This set, Farrington woke up. I think it took that first set to sort of get into it, and now Farrington fully there. You can hear, sorry, the fans are loud next to us. Exciting when you start off tied 1-1, but man, really impressive from Farrington. Started off hitting a .028, struggled again, like I mentioned, with those hitting errors, and turned it around hitting a 320 as a team in that second set, and I think that was one of the biggest changes, as well as bigs, that they couldn't get against Castle in that first set.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And one thing I noticed that Farrington will do whenever they side out and win a point, Coach Pacho is like, we need to speed up the pace. So it's almost like in football where offenses do a no huddle. Their server is at the back line asking for the ball and is ready to serve right when the official sets it a goal. So try to see how Farrington against Castle tonight. At live play, Farrington with the ball. They're going to free it over. And it's short. What a save from Masuda. And the net violation is going to be called against Khan. So point here for Farrington.
There's been a lot of those tight sets from Kapu tonight. It looked like in the first set, they handled them well. And now it looks like Castle, maybe some fatigue. They're starting to struggle.
1 serving 0. Tsuchiyama Pierce goes long. Tied at 1 here in set number 3.
I'm hoping this set, both teams are fired up and they just go back and forth at each other. I think we've seen a lot of good from both sides. Hopefully it can come to a head.
Makainai Khan with the serve. And middle push from Togia White. Forces an overpass. Chase down. What a play. Freed over from Soriano. Here comes Castle. Outside Robbins. Through the double block and goes out. Point and kill for Castle.
Robbins is just having a game. She also had 13 kills against their win against Waianae, hitting a 241. So she's clearly a key factor when Castle wins.
So out of system ball as it's freed over. And now Castle with the overpass. Outside. Tolo'ai off the block. Kapu with the save. And the back row attack just gets it across. Here comes Farrington. Backside. Togia White. Oh, it's saved up. Freed over. Long rally. Into the block. Kapu. But they're going to call a lift on Kapu.
Ooh, that was tight. I don't know if I saw that one. I thought if anything it would have been 4 contacts and they said it didn't go over the net, but I really didn't see that lift. But again, tight calls here tonight.
So here comes Farrington on the attack. Outside Tolo'ai off the block. They'll reset things up. Back to her. Tolo'ai cross courts. Matsuda with the dig. What a dig in the back row. Tsuchiyama Pierce. Roll shot. Robbins is there. Freed over to Farrington's side. Soriano backs it. Ulu blocked that. Scramble play. Nice save from Tolo'ai. Outside Robbins. Took something off. Overpass. Castle again. Middle. Aokai is dug up. Soriano backside. Ulu. She hits the floor with passion and says, "We got this, girls," and gets the kill.
Oh, it was quite the rally from both sides. Man, the fans too. That was a fun one to watch, and that's when as a spectator, I start getting a little anxious myself because these points are huge, every single one. And in volleyball, a point's not just a point, it's also a bunch of momentum. It's your fans cheering for you, it's confidence. So that's a huge point for Farrington.
And Coach Pacho is just wanting to check if they had the correct serve. Such a long rally. So serve is good from Perez. Here comes Cat. Oh, what a hit by Lum, but it's dug up beautifully. Here comes Castle outside. Robbins through the block, but a lift is going to be called in the middle against Iotua. Side out kill for Castle.
We're laughing a little because that one was an obvious lift, where the other time I was a little confused. That's the classic two-hand throw up in panic.
Kawanui back to serve from right to left here for Castle. Tied at 3. Cross-court serve. Ulu cross court. What a dig from Khan. Out of system is Castle. Hit over from Robbins, and this one goes long. Point for Farrington. Ulu will serve here for Farrington. 3 serving 4. Cross court serve. They'll go back to Robbins off the block. And it looks like Tisalo I almost got concerned because it looked like she was crying, but I think it was laughter that she kind of slipped and fell. I thought she was in pain at first. I was like, oh no, this does not look good, but she is up and about and ready to go, as that was brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of bodies on the floor tonight. All out play. Again, this is a championship game. Can't let any ball drop, and in a hot gym like this, sometimes the floor gets, so luckily no injuries there. But again, I love to see that libero all over the floor, digging balls left and right.
So Reed comes in to serve for Castle. Oh, back row attack. Looked good that time from Keikahu Lalo'ulu from the back row. Side out kill, Farrington. So 4 serving 5 rather. Tolo'ai to serve, down the middle. Kapu with the outside push to Robbins, and Robbins looks like one of her original kills that we've seen throughout the night from her, as she'll head back to the service line.
Yeah, she's definitely had some spots on the court where it just works for her every time, and the cross court is definitely one of them.
Tied at 5, Rob to serve. Cross court, Soriano backside, and tipping it is Iotua. Couldn't get the right angle, so point for Castle.
That's a tough set for a middle when your setter's already past you and off the net to then set you. I think it's hard to hit from across your body, especially when you're in the middle of the court.
And Robin's serve goes in the net, so side out point for Farrington as we're tied at 6.
So far, this is the back and forth sort of game I was talking about, but honestly, watching Farrington, they're a lot more confident right now, and the way they're playing is more dominant than what we're seeing from Castle.
Iotua with the serve, forces an overpass as Kapu tries to hit it over, but denying. Seven serving 6. Short serve, bump set from Kapu, and into the net goes Makainai Khan, as it is now 8-6 Farrington. Iotua, float serve down the middle. Back set from Kapu. Tua, and back row hit from Tolo'ai is in. Just hits the back line.
Man, everything is going their way right now. This is Farrington's set again so far.
Iotua down the middle. Kapu outside to Khan, and Khan hits that one long. Castle wanting a touch, not gonna get it. 10-6 Farrington. Tua, cross court serve. Chase down from Kapu. Freed over. Farrington with the ball, out of system. And just gets it across in De Los Santos. Outside push, roll from Khan. Soriano dumps it. Matsuda with the ball. And no one can bring it back on Castle's side, so point for Farrington.
I think Castle just doesn't really know what to do right now. Like I said, everything's going Farrington's way. It's the hitting, it's the hitting, and now a setter dump.
11. Kapu dumps it and gets the much needed side out point for Castle.
You can tell Kapu is definitely trying to fire up her team, figure out what's going to work, so that one she just did it herself.
7 serving 11. Matsuda down the middle. Soriano middle set, Toya White, and she pushes that one deep and out. Point for Castle. 8 serving 11. Matsuda. Cross court this time. Outside set. De Los Santos. Dig from Matsuda. Chase down from Kapu. Freed over. Here comes Farrington. Outside set, De Los Santos down the line and in. Side out kill for De Los Santos.
Castle started off this game with a lot of Farrington hitting errors, so their defense didn't really have to put in too much work, and now they look a little bit lost back there. I think they're in the wrong spot sometimes, but they're letting a lot of these Farrington swings drop.
Soriano serves, and this one goes long, so side out point will go to Castle. 12 serving 9. Kapu to serve. Nice serve. And there's the whistle for the lift. Point to Castle.
It's like we have Tristan Lum back in the game as well. She did take fires her up because she was key in their last win and is definitely an important player for Castle.
Kapu goes cross court as this one goes off of De Los Santos and out. Service ace from Kapu.
I like the fire and the fight we're seeing from Kapu. She's not letting her team get down. Again, we're almost back into it for Castle, down only 1 point now when all the momentum was toward Farrington earlier.
Out of system ball is chased down, freed over from Farrington. Here comes Castle. Outside Lum goes straight down the line. So now we're tied at 12.
Again, I like what I'm seeing from Kapu. Lum just came in. She needs that confidence boost. Great set outside to her with not much of a block in front, and Lum gets that kill and is hopefully ready to roll now.
Kapu cross court. And there's going to be a double contact called. And that'll take us to the media break here in set 3 as Castle fights his way back 13-12. Back to Mililani. You're listening to OIA on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network. Chaz Mihar, Karen McLean back here at Mililani High School for some OIA Championship Volleyball. Our first game of our doubleheader here tonight as we are tied a set apiece. But Castle has climbed their way back to take the lead, 13-12 here in set 3, Kara.
This is absolutely a championship game. Even at the D2 level, this is a hard-fought game so far, and we're in for a lot more volleyball in this set and the next one, of course, but this is some competitive play here tonight.
Kapu with the serve, and Farrington will go back row attack to Tolo'ai, and she sends that one long. So point for Castle, and now Kapu is on a 4-serving run. Kapu again. And this time, Castle gets a point due to an out-of-rotation call on.
That's huge. Like, refs are on it tonight. This is a championship game, and I don't think anything has slipped through. Even things we've missed, they've been calling, which normally, I have said this before, I'm always on the refs. So right now, they're sharp.
15-12. Serve is good, outside set. Kekahu Lala'ulu, excuse me. And she hits that one long, so another point for Castle.
Matsuda, only 5 feet tall, luckily is small and has dodged a lot of these out balls tonight.
Kapu still serving, cross-court serve. Middle attack. Togia White is blocked back and pushed over on 2. Kapu with the one-handed save. Here comes Khan on the 5 side, and it gets through the block and goes down, and that forces Farrington to call a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. Castle up 17-12 here in set 3. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network. And welcome back to Mililani High School for some OIA Girls Volleyball and Championship Edition, I must add. Division II crown on the line between the Govs and the Knights, as we've been treated to some exciting back and forth volleyball, as now Castle has the wave of momentum on their side, which actually in the early part of set number 3, it was on Farrington's side. But Castle leads 17-12. Kapu on a 7 serving run, and the serve goes in, and I need to note of that. That is the first jinx that I had, and the serve went in. I need to note that.
Yeah, you never help anyone out. You usually hurt them. So I'm glad you got one. Go tell Kapu it was you.
18 serving 12. Kapu continues to serve outside set, and the southpaw hit from Lala'ulu on the outside goes long on the cross-court shot. So number 3. So 19 serving 12. Kapu down the middle. Nice pass, back row attack, and this one goes long from Tolo'ai. And I must add, as we got this note from Michael Lascaro, that for Castle to advance to the semifinals, they were on a 10 serving run to close out the match. And Kapu doing the exact same thing here in set number 3. And pushed over from Aukai. Here comes block back. They'll set it up again. Now it's to the middle. Togia White hits it across. That's dug up in the back row. Love on the outside through the double block and down. It's been all nights here in the later part of set number 3.
Yeah, Lum is back again too. Like we mentioned, she was taken out for a bit, and now she's back for 2 swings, 2 kills, and that's huge moving forward for Castle.
21 serving 12. Kapu, another over. Kapu is there. But just like we saw in sets 1 and 2, a double contact is called against Farrington. So they'll give the point to Castle, and another timeout on the floor. Castle up 22-12 here in set 3. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball right here on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network. Welcome back to Mililani High School here in set number 3. Castle leads 22-12 here in the Division II OIA Championship game. The first our doubleheader here tonight as, excuse me, coming up in our nightcap, we have Kapolei and Moanalua in for the Division I OIA Championship. So make sure you stay tuned for that one in our nightcap. Kapu will bring us back after the timeout. Outside is Laulaulu. It's dug up. Here's Lum on the outside, down the line and in. Another kill and make it back-to-back kills for Lum. So check it. Kapu has now been serving for 13 points in a row. 23 serving 12. She gets it in. Here comes the tip, push back over from Aokai. Outside, Laulaulu down the line, nice dig from Gaspar. Here's Lum, just gets it across. And back row attack, roll shot is in. Tolo'ai gets it in the court and in front of Kapu, and that stops her service run of 13 serves in a row.
That's so impressive from any player to just make 13 serves in a row. There were some aces thrown in there too, but that was a smart swing from Tolo'ai. They really needed that. I think Farrington can finally take a breath those past 13. I know all the pressure was on them. Finally on the service line now, but Tristan Lum's been on fire. She's in the front row, so it could be a quick sight out for Castle.
Tsuchiyama Pierce to serve, out of system, down over from Kapu. Here comes Farrington, outside. As now Farrington is looking to chip away here in set number 3.
Yeah, just like Castle had that run, Farrington absolutely could as well.
Tsuchiyama Pierce, another good serve, outside Lum. But Lum stops the train for the Govs as she gets an off the block kill and out for the side out point.
Now with the lineup Castle's running, we actually get Lum and Robbins in the front row at the same time, which is the perfect time to end this.
So here's Khan, and Khan serves one long. Side out point for Farrington.
These liberos on both sides are loving that I'm gonna pass and then dodge at the last second, saving them and earning the point.
15 serving 24. Perez goes short, out of system is Castle. Kapu sends it over. Soriano outside set, Tolo'ai off the block, Matsuda with the diving, or with the dig rather. Lum goes wrist away and down. 2-1 over Farrington, 25-15. 17-25 and 25-15 in the third. We'll take the set break and come right back to Mililani High School for some more Hawaii Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by Hawai'i Pacific Health. Hawai'i Pacific Health takes a team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're creating a healthier Hawaii. And welcome back to Mililani High School for our first game of our doubleheader, as we are now a set away from crowning a Division II OIA champion, as Castle leads 2-1 over Farrington, 25-15, 17-25, and 25-15 in the third. And talk about the last part of the set there for Castle Cara in terms of a 13-point run from setter in Kapu, as she was able to bring them all the way back home to wrap it up in the later part of set 3.
I could see it in Kapu after they're down a little bit. They actually weren't even down that much, but it felt like all the momentum was toward Farrington. But I could see it even from up here in her eyes, the way she talked to her team. Not mad at a bad way, where she fired everyone else up with her play, her serves, her setting choices, her dump to then get the side out. I'm so impressed with how she was able to rally her team and win that set handedly.
Start of set 4 from Soriano's serve is good. And now a wrist away kill in Aokai in the middle.
I actually gets a good amount of sets for the middle. That's
smart play here from Coach George, as Kapu is the first server for Castle as they rotate as a double contact is called point Castle.
Yeah, and this is not a position that Farrington wants to be in. I has to be a serve right now.
Kapu. Farrington.
She also has had, that's her 13th attempt on the night. A lot of sets are going toward the middle, but tonight the outsides for both teams are just more effective.
Tsuchiyama Pierce to serve. Roll shot from Kawanui. Outside set. And Tolo'ai hits that one into the net. So point and side out point for Castle.
Tolo'ai definitely wanted that one. She's Farrington's strongest hitter of the night, the most attempts as well as the most kills. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of swings out from her.
3 serving 1. Here's Lum. In the middle. Soriano, middle attack. Tobia White, block back. And that was a triple person block. Let's see, that was Robbins, Aokai, and Kaonui with a triple person block at the net.
A rare triple block for high school. And I'm glad it worked, because if it didn't, that leaves a lot of holes for the back row.
4 serving 1, Lum to serve. And she had some heat on that one, but that one goes into the net. Side out point for Farrington.
That was one where the volleyball it was not going over from the top. Has a bad toss, and unfortunately Lum found it on that.
Tisalona Perez with the serve. Here's the tip from Kawanui, and it goes in the right spot there for the side out kill for Castle.
That's that tricky lefty from Kawanui in the middle. It's really hard to track. You rarely see it too, so Farrington definitely struggling.
5 serving 2, Aokai with the serve. Middle attack from Farrington is dug up, pushed over from Kawanui, and pushed over again from Silva as Aokai hits and just long on the down ball. It was a high down ball attack that went out.
Yeah, that was like a float serve down ball. Didn't go down at all, really. And literally just out. I almost thought that one landed on the line, which would have been quite a play to pull that off.
3 serving 5. Tokyo White to serve. As Kapu with a back set. And Kawanui will send that one long, point for Farrington.
I want to mention I'm really impressed with Matsuda in that third set and now in this fourth. I feel like she's really cleaned up her defense and her serve receive, which has helped Castle a lot because they're able to run their offense more.
So here on the side out play is a side out kill from Robbins, who has been doing it all night long for the Knights.
And the assist from Matsuda. Not only is she passing well, when given the opportunity, her out-of-system sets are really nice too.
Faith Reed, the junior, will sub into the back row here for the Knights. And lefty will serve. Tight set. Dump it over with her right hand. Was just a little bit too far off the net, so point will go to Farrington.
That run you mentioned, which was how Castle won their last game, actually was from Faith Reed at the service line. So we are in the beginning of this last set, but she's a strong server, and she could be back there a while if she gets a hold of these balls.
7 serving 4. Oh, what a serve. Cross court. Nice receive from Perez. Back row attack is good from Keku Laulo Ulu with the side out kill.
That's her 5th kill on the night. I feel like we've actually seen more back row attacks than her from the front row, but that was a great tool on the block. Again, it's tough to block a back row attack, so really smart from her to use those hands.
5 serving 7, Tolo'ai with the serve, and Robbins is denied at the net. Soriano alongside Iotua, excuse me.
And Coach Pacho mentioned that their blocks were key in their last 6th block of
6 serving 7, Tolo'ai from left to right. Masuda with the diving save. And Robbins with a step in as she sends that one long, and now we're tied at 7.
This is the fight I expected from Castle. They don't win this set and it's over, right? So I did not think that, from Farrington, I did not think that Castle was going to be able to roll over them like they did in that end of the third.
Tied at 7, Tolo'ai to serve. Robbins with another swing. Castle.
Robbins is such a smart player. She is so good at figuring out what works. Again, that last swing didn't work for her. Now this next one goes somewhere different and is able to get the kill and rotate around.
8 serving 7. Nice chase down from Soriano, freed over. Advantage Castle, Kapu middle. And that one is hit long from Silva, point for Farrington. And the call on what they thought that one was. Tied at 8. And forcing an overpass. Here comes Farrington. And tip from Togia White. Kapu goes outside to Lum, and Lum down the line. And that one is definitely in there for Castle.
Man, what a line swing. She's got that shot down. And again, I cannot believe how her and Kapu thread the needle every time on that line, and it works. Because those sets are, but it's perfect for Lum.
9 serving 8 rather. Oh, what a dig from Masuda as they get the ball across. Masuda chase down. Middle. Tips it. Kapu outside to Lum, through the block and down. The hustle play, keeping balls alive, is Riley.
So turnaround after that second set. She's all over the floor now.
10 serving 8. And Soriano goes up on 2. Out of system, set to Lum, and oh, what a set that time from Masuda, putting it in the right spot there for Lum.
Chaz, I'm dying. Lum has to have the best body control out of any outside of every. All these sets seem so tight to me, and somehow it's perfect for her.
There's the middle, Alkai, block back. Masuda is there. Outside push to Lum as Lum hits that one long. Side out point for Farrington.
This is still very much a close match. They're just trading points back and forth. But if we go that route, Castle does have the 2-point lead right now. That's all you need to win by in volleyball. So Farrington needs to keep the serve and go on some sort of run to then tie or at least take the lead.
So now it looks like Farrington is wanting to check subs and checking if they're in the right rotation. As right now, Mariana Soriano is back in the service box for Farrington, the center. And now it looks like we got confirmation. We're good to go. Soriano, 9-11 from left to right, short serve. Kapu outside. Lum, roll shot, saved. There is Farrington, so another kill.
Again, I talked about it in the last set, but Lum is so key, and she's really waking up now. She hit a 367 in their win against Hawai'i, 16 kills, only 5 errors. So impressive. Little bit different stats we've seen here tonight, but her turnaround has been key for Castle gaining these points in these next sets.
And Castle trying to win their first OIA championship since 1989 when Pat Gomes was the Castle Knights. And Coach Pat has had a lot of competitive teams at Castle for many, many years. As their current Castle Knights trying to bring one home this evening. Kapu at the serve, down the middle. Hit over in the back row from Tolo'ai. Here comes Lum on the outside, and Lum tooling the block, and it goes out. And that forces Farrington to call a timeout. We'll take one as well. Castle up 2-1 and leads 13-9 in the fourth. On the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Run is brought to you in part by Dio Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972. And welcome back for our first game of our doubleheader tonight, as 2 OIA championships are on the line, and we are in the fourth set here between Castle and Farrington. Castle up 2-1 and leads 13-9. Here in the fourth set, and it's almost like Castle can feel way, and I think a lot of the key factor has been their serving, as one of their best servers in Kapu will serve. Here comes Farrington on the attack, back row. Tolo'ai gets it across. Kapu outside to Lum. And Kapu is going to be called for a double contact. So side out point goes to Farrington.
I knew they'd be on it on that one. I actually did see that one a little bit, thought they might let it go, but of course not. We're tight on these calls tonight, and I'm sure they'll be even tighter for the next got coming up.
10 serving 13. Tsuchiyama Pierce. Down the line serve. As set goes back to Lum on the backside, and she'll go down the line, and another kill. This from the 5.
Lum is so good down the line. We've been talking about her outside shots down the line. Now she goes from the right side and a super quick side out for Castle.
14 serving 10. Lum to serve. Hit is Moy, and Moy checking in. Taina Moy, the senior middle blocker, gets the kill on the outside.
First swing of the night coming in at potentially the end of this match and is able to convert. Difficult to do and be in that mental space.
Salona Perez will serve. Outside set to Robbins as Robbins kind of looked off balance on that one. First time I saw that all night from her, but point will go to Farrington. Serve goes to Robbins, middle attack, and Kawanui placed it in the right spot, and point for Castle.
Kawanui does a great job with sort of the junk that goes around in the middle, whether it's off of her block or the other team throwing it over or a mistimed set. She's really good at adjusting in these heads-up plays.
As Castle will serve in Aokai. Jump float down the middle. High pass. Back set. Pushed over from Moy. Kapu middle set. As tip from Silva. Chase down. And bumped across from Perez. Outside set. Robbins. Perez with the dig. But a net violation is called, and it was almost like somebody pressed the pause button because everybody stopped.
I didn't hear the whistle personally. Just got that ball.
It was almost like the mannequin challenge, like that bang, and everybody stopped.
Yeah, seriously.
But timeout on the floor as we will keep it here. 16-12 as Castle now has the lead, and I think they are slowly starting to trickle away here and distance themselves in set 4 from Farrington. But I think Farrington, on the other hand, is still fighting. They're still trying to get side outs and points and runs. But I gotta give a lot of credit to Castle and what they've been able to do here, especially in set number 4, kind of just playing their game and getting their go-to players rolling.
I think one of the most interesting things to me as now a spectator, no longer a player, is actually observing the huddles in these timeouts, looking at Castle super tight-knit right now. I think that shows how close they are, how they can feel it, when before, you know, we saw now looking at where earlier they were that tight-knit team, and I think that just shows the momentum and how this game has gone. And like you said, Castle's almost there tonight. So close, but there's still a lot more volleyball to play. Farrington only down 4.
Moment Hawaii Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores and stats, photos, league schedule. 16-12 here in set number 4. Aokai back to serve. From right to left it goes, and this one just hits the back line. Service ace for Aokai.
Again, seeing some long faces on the Farrington side. Yes, they're down, but you can't let it affect you. They need to fight because this game will be over if they don't.
Aokai again, outside. Cross court hit. Tolo'ai is dug up, freed over from Roberts. Here comes Farrington. Outside, Tolo'ai is blocked back. Silva alongside Kaunui. Make it 18 serving 12 here in set 4. Aokai down the middle. And middle hit is blocked back, pushed over on 2. Nice play from Tolo'ai, keeping the ball alive for Farrington. (13 serving 18), and Farrington is gonna have to start doing something now if they want to continue on here in this match. Here comes Castle on the attack. Roberts taking something off. Soriano outside, and the cross-court hit is good from Tolo'ai.
There's been a lot of really close calls here tonight. I'm glad we have a full reffing team, no coaches on the line, because these are tough calls.
And this serve goes just long from Lala'ulu. So side out point for Castle as Makainai Khan will check in and serve for Castle. 19 serving 14. Jump float serve. Down the middle, scramble play. Back row hit is good. Chased down by Lum, freed over Kapu. Here comes Farrington. Outside, Tolo'ai off the block. Roberts is there. Kapu dumps it. Soriano dumps it, and this one goes long, but a touch is gonna be called.
This is
on Matsuda.
Yeah, she ran outside the court and it hit her foot, which is exactly why I always say to stay on the court, and that will never happen. But that one hurts.
15-19. Overpass, block back. Soriano outside push. De Los Santos is going to be blocked back. Kapu kind of got majority of that block there for Castle. And that forces a timeout from Farrington. As Castle leads here in set 4, 25-15 in the D2 championship game. You're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Hawaii Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores and stats, photos, league schedules, and much more. Here at Mililani High School, as Castle is 5 points away from becoming the Division II 2024 OIA champions. Robbins to serve. Back set from Soriano. Back row attack. Goes long from Tolo'ai from the back row. 21 serving 15. Cross court. Out of system. De Los Santos hits it. Robbins with the dig. Lum on the outside is blocked back. Nice cover from Masuda. Lum hits that one into the antenna. Point for Farrington.
Some rare misses for Lum now. It seems like since she's come back in that third set, she's been on every single time. So little missed times on the Castle side.
Iotua to serve, 16-21. Cross court and in. Castle within 3. (22 serving 16). Service ace from Masuda. And now the Knights are up 23-16. Masuda again. Court. Outside set. De Los Santos gets it across. Kapu hits it over on 2 and she gets it. And now the Knights rise for championship points. 24 serving 16. Off the hand of Masuda. Cross court. It's chased down from Farrington. Back row attack. Rolled over. Diving dig. Here's Lum and she'll get it across. Here comes Farrington. Outside. Lum is there. And pushed over from Kapu. Freed across. Here comes Farrington. Middle. Hit. And there is a touch. Off the block. What a hit that time from Togia White for the side out kill.
I saw the Castle players starting to run out onto the court. Actually had to retreat. Still 1 away though.
And Soriano to serve. But a replay is called. 17 serving 24. Game is not POW yet. Here's Soriano. Down the middle. Outside to Lum. Pushed over. Diving save. High free ball. And gets it across. Advantage. Castle. Middle. Block back. Kapu gets it over. And she'll set on the outside. Lum off the block and down. OIA champions of Division 2. For the first time since 1989, Castle is your Division 2 OIA champion. What a match. The hustle, the heart, the passion for both of these schools.
Absolutely, that was not an easy one. Castle coming out with the win, but both teams fought. Neither of them was going to give them this championship game. You could tell how much was on the line from the first point, but what a game. Spectators are excited, ready to go for this next match. That was a fun one to start out.
So our first game of our doubleheader comes to a close as for the first time since 1989, Castle is your OIA champs. 25-15, 17-25, 25-15, 25-17. As we'll come back for the post-game show, you're listening to OIA Girls Volleyball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. And welcome back to Mililani High School for the post. Let's get your championship thoughts.
Feel for Farrington because they did fight and they put out some great volleyball, but
They made it a championship game and challenged Castle. And I think Castle did a good job of responding and fighting their way back because it wasn't an easy road. And Farrington, like you said, didn't make it easy for Castle. But big congratulations to Castle as they are our OIA champions here for Division 2. Let's go ahead into our Timmy T's Grinders of the game. If you're a fan of fast, fresh, and friendly, join Timmy T's Loyalty Club program where you can earn points on every dollar spent. Visit timmytees.com for more info. And I'm going to send it over to Kara for our championship edition of our Grinder of the game.
throughout this whole broadcast, there's been a lot of players' names we've said and a lot of people that had great moments, but my Timmy T player of the game has to go to number 11, the setter from Castle, Lehiwa Kapu. She's a senior, the assist leader. She just showed out for her team, really. She had 36 assists. Robbins and Lum was 16. But she was truly the catalyst, in my opinion, for this Castle win. Whether it was that set down, running her players, her long service run, just really consistent, impressive play from her. And her personality as well made a huge difference on the Castle side.
I definitely agree with you, as I think a big key point too that I also want to add, and you mentioned this, is that after that set that Farrington took, she almost was kind of like saying, no, we're, and she, by the way that she played, like you said, she brought that competitive spirit and culture back, as Castle is being congratulated by their fans that showed out here tonight. But big congratulations to our Timmy T Grinder player of the game in Lehiwa Kapu, the senior setter for the Knights. So, first game of our doubleheader is a wrap. I want to send my mahalos to Mililani High School for setting us up here this afternoon. Shout out to Chaz on Thai in our studios, Mike Bayani, and for Karen and Chaz Mihar, as we'll step aside for our first game of our doubleheader. Castle is your Division 2 OIA champions here tonight as we get ready for Division 1 coming up in a little bit. I'm Chaz Mihar, signing off for now. We'll be right back at Mililani High School. Until next time, aloha.